Good morning. Good morning. I'm just waiting for some folks to chime in, to log on. I'm just going to peek over at my notes while I wait. Good morning. I know, again, 8:30 can be challenging. Good morning. For those who are just popping on, I'm just waiting a few more minutes, a few more seconds, just to see who's out there. Good morning, Big Mozzie. This is your first day on Periscope. Welcome, welcome. Good morning, Erica. I am on both Periscope and Facebook Live this morning. Just giving it a few seconds. Sometimes I know Periscope, Facebook can be a little delayed with getting our viewers on. So I just want to give everyone an equal chance. So take a few more sips of your coffee or your tea. I'll be right with you. This angle on my camera, I'll just see here if I can adjust it a little bit. Make some quick adjustments here. All right. Okay, we're going to get this. Good morning, Nikki. Good morning, Facebook Live. Good morning, those of you on Periscope. I'm quite sure I know that I'm splitting my audience between Facebook and Periscope. So I'm just double checking to see where everyone is. All right, so let me just tell you really quick. Well, let me do my introductions and then we'll get started. So for those of you who might be joining for the very first time, my name is Marquissa Williams. I am the CEO and founder of Elevate Leadership Enterprises, and Elevate Leadership Enterprises exists to really motivate and empower aspiring leaders, those who are leaders in transition, those of you who have been in this leadership journey for a long time, but it's to really give us the extra push that we need to provide insight, to help with strategies with your ministry, with your businesses, with individual coaching sometimes, especially particularly with aspiring leaders or those who are just starting their businesses or ministries. You have all these ideas up here. I do consultations to help you weed all of those things out, and also to just to continue to motivate motivate. I do workshops and leadership trainings, you name it, motivational speaking as well. But I wanted to really share today. I'm always on every Monday morning at 8, typically at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. I know that Facebook Live, for whatever reason, was freezing, kept freezing up. But no apologies, no excuses, because that is my title for today is Let Your Mind Be an Excuse-Free Zone. Excuse-free zone mind. For the last few weeks, I've been talking about, things that set us back from achieving and walking into our purpose, right? So I talked about procrastination. I spoke about perfectionism. And then last week, I talked about progress. How do we overcome those things that set us back from doing all the things that we want to do? And, so procrastination and perfectionism was just two reasons why that I identified that would hold us back from doing certain things, right? So I wanted to, and then again last week I wanted to encourage us that we can do it, but I want to further encourage us to stop making excuses. I was listening to some of my previous scopes, and I was just kept hearing the one thing that I kept saying often was, stop saying what we don't have, what we can't have, what we can't do, right? So there are legitimate things. We might not have enough finances today to start our business or our ministry, but we can have it if we take necessary steps to do it. So the key to this message today is to have our minds to be create our minds to be an excuse-free zone. No more excuses. No more excuses. So as I often do, yes, law of confession, Erica, absolutely. So let me just tell you how I was wrestling this morning with what I would talk to you about. Typically, I have my scopes, my leadership lists already planned out. I've already, thought about what I was going to do, and I said, I don't have. What am I going to say today? I felt like I didn't have, anything to share necessarily. And as I was getting ready, to prepare for the scope, because I'm still going to show up. Something's going to come out of this mind, something's going to come out of this mouth to encourage you all today, and even to encourage myself today. So I wanted to, so as I was getting ready, this thought came to my mind. This topic was about excuse-free zone. There was no way that, if I can be transparent, that I could be the founder and leader of Elevate Leadership Enterprises, and I motivate other leaders to move beyond their pain points, to move beyond their own struggles, that I would make an excuse as to why I couldn't show up today. Now, I know technology and all that stuff happens. We know some things are out of our control, but this was not, that wasn't my situation. So I just really, I'll be very honest that, hey, Sonia, that I had to really pray and ask God, what am I going to say today? Give me the words, give me the topic for today. And my topic is to get rid of excuses. I cannot have an excuse not to show up today, whether it was late, and even without a topic, I needed to show up today. Hence my shirt, that I am a faithpreneur. Faithpreneur, this is designed by my coach, Joyce Gilmer, Faithpreneur, that I was not able to start my own business without faith. And hence, so, we say, entrepreneurs, absolutely. But I am also a faithpreneur, because everything that I do is truly by faith. So no excuses, folks, today. So I'm going to just tell you straight out, let me get my definition of excuse. I know typically when I start my scopes, I always try to define what I'm talking about. Good morning, Shanoa. Yes, faith is belief without evidence. That's no way to live. That is correct. So here we are. So I looked up a few definitions for excuse. I'm on Webster, and I don't know what this is. So an excuse is attempt to lessen the blame attaching to false or offense, or seek to defend or to justify a reason or explanation put forward to defend or justify is one, and then the other is to regard or judge with forgiveness or indulgent, pardon, to forgive, or to overlook. All right, so that is just some mild reasons or mild definitions for excuse. To me, excuse is, yes, just that, make an excuse, trying to overlook what is, trying to overlook obstacles and things of that nature. So get out of the habit. So let me just tell you right now, get rid of fear, doubt, saying that you can't, saying that you don't have. If you find yourself saying these things, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough time, I don't have support, I don't have an office, I don't know where to start, I can't be like so-and-so, I can't start my business, I can't. If you can't, every time an idea pops in your head and you shut it down by saying, I can't, I don't, that is an absolute excuse for not moving forward. So there are plenty of resources that will allow you to move to your next step. Like I said, I gave the example. Yes, how about yes, I love that, Laverne. I mean, I can't means that I won't. I love that. We have to change our mindset. Really start renewing our mind. I have some actual scriptures this morning since that I think that will help. That has helped me and continue to help me. And when I attempt to make an excuse or give a reason for why I can't do something, all right, or I won't do something, or I don't have. So one of the things that was one of my roadblocks was I can't start a business without an office. I picture myself, having an office, having a building, blah, blah, blah. And I kept delaying my progress because I felt as though I needed a space to get started. And that a space, a actual building would validate my business and validate who I am. But I have to tell you, Elevate Leadership Enterprises has existed for 1 year, and I still don't have an actual building. I use my home, I travel to other people, I do meetups. Whatever the case is, it can be done. So don't let, not having a building, not having the finances stop you. It's called saving your money. If you think that you need to save your money, if you say, oh, my credit is bad, start working towards building your credit. All of these things are a step towards your progress. It helps to rid excuses as to why. So a lot of us, we are on social media, we watch television, we see other people who are just starting their businesses, their ministries, their teams, they're just going, they're starting their nonprofits. All of those wonderful things are happening because they got rid of excuses, they sought out help, they got the support that they needed from their families. All of these things were the things that got them from moving from point A to point B. Last week I spoke about progress. The one small step is a giant leap towards your purpose, towards your destiny. So get those excuses out of your head, those reasons why you can't. Stop letting your own thoughts rob you of your purpose. Stop letting people tell you that you can't and that you believe it. Even your past. We think about, what our mothers told us, what our siblings told us, what our family members told us, those mistakes that we made when we were in high school that still tell us that we can't public speak again because we fumbled over our words in high school. We can't write that paper because we failed in our English class when we can't write that book because we failed in English in high school. All of those things, don't hold on to those things. We just learn from our mistakes and we move on. Get rid of any excuse that's going to keep you down from moving forward. I've been saying this for the last 4 weeks. 2017 is right around the corner. We can start planning today. There are people right under our noses that can help us. There might be a mentor on your job, a mentor in your school. It could be, watching the scopes every day, reaching out to me and signing up for a coaching session, reaching out to persons that you admire. It takes courage to do that, to reach out and to be vulnerable and say, I need help. But it is the only way that you can get to the next level. This is the only way that you can stop making excuses. Make your mind a excuse-free zone. What happens in our mind is up to us. We can cast out those thoughts that rob us. We can cast out those thoughts of doubt and say, I'm more than a conqueror. I am equipped. I need help. I do have support. All of those things matter. We have to speak what's contrary to what the excuse is. So, like I said, if you say, I don't have enough time, then what you're going to do is find time by making a schedule, writing out all the things that are important and prioritize them. So you can identify where the need is and where you can fit in 15 minutes, 20 minutes a day to make time to write out what your plan is for 2017 and how you're going to do it. There is no room for excuse. One person that I spoke to when I said I did not have time to write a book. And this person is an author of many books. And one of the things that she said to me was that she took 10 minutes a day and began to write her story. She began to take 10 minutes a day, and then before she knew it, sometimes her goal was 10 minutes a day, but after over time, she had 20 minutes. She did 30 minutes, and then her book became, a solid book. So we have to write it out. The scripture that tells us that we need to write the vision and make it plain so that we can get to where we need to be. So I said a whole lot in these few minutes about not making excuses and allowing our mind to be an excuse-free zone. But I want to also share with you some scriptures that also will help you with this. So Philippians 4:17 says, if you think that you can't do it, let me tell you what Philippians 4:17 says. It says that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. That's where our strength comes from. As a leader, as an aspiring leader, the one thing we need to identify is that we cannot walk in our purpose, walk on our journey alone. We might have an idea, but we might need someone else to help us carry it out and give us the resources, give us the blueprint, give us the resources to do it, right? So I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Philippians 4:17 helps me when I feel that I can't move on and I can't go any further. I don't have the strength to get to the next step. We can do it. So then if you find yourself that you are fearful, 2 Timothy 1:7 says that God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of love, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. We are to have a sound mind. We are called for that. Yes, all right, Megan. So you're saying I will refrain from excuses. Yes. Be rid of excuses. So if you're feeling fearful, oh my goodness, I can't do this, I can't do that. You're just, shaking in your boot. I'm here to tell you that God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, but of love and of a sound mind, right? So we got to get that through in our minds, in our heads, that we're not supposed to have these excuses in our mind. We are supposed to have power. We are supposed to have love. We are supposed to have sound mind and thoughts. And also, Psalm 118 says, the Lord is on my side. When you feel like you are alone and you don't have support, the Lord is on my side. That's Psalm 118:6. I will not fear. What can man do to me? A lot of times on our journeys, we look at this one, we look at that one, we see how gifted they are, we see all the awesome things that they do, and it's okay to admire that, right? But a lot of times we get intimidated when it's our time, our time to show up, and we start thinking, oh my gosh, we start feeling intimidated by those in the room that are around us who might have more knowledge, we think might have more wisdom and experience. And then we get intimidated, and then we get fearful by those who are in the room, and we shut down, we start fumbling over our words, we back out of situations. But Psalm 18:6 tells us that the Lord is on our side, and that he reminds us that we will not fear. And he also poses, what can these people in this room, what can man do to me? What can they do? They can't do anything but sit there in a room and listen to what you have to say, because we have something to offer as well. So have an excuse-free mind. Are y'all getting it? Show me some heart love if you hear me on Periscope. Show me some thumbs up on Facebook if you're hearing me, if you're able to understand, if you're understanding what I'm saying. Excuse me, there is no room. We have no room for excuse. We can do anything that we set our minds to do. Anything. We have to set our minds to do it. It can be done. Allow your mind to be an excuse-free zone. And lastly, here's another scripture that I find that is encouraging, as we're talking about our mindset and having, an excuse-free zone mind, is Romans 12, and I'm reading from the Voice the voice version, which I absolutely love. Hey, Nicole, I miss you. I miss you. So, it's a lot of first-time Periscopers on today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're talking about having an excuse-free zone mind, and that we can do so many things if we get rid of the excuses. Yes, Sonia, yes, consistency. We got to stay with it, keep it moving. I'm going to talk about that a little bit to keep us on track, but really just to be consistent, we need accountability partners, whether it be, listen, it could be our spouses, it could be a friend. Accountability helps us to be consistent. Our faith can help us to be consistent. I shared at the beginning of the scope, I did not have a word right prepared for today, and I knew that I advertised 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time that I'm going to do a leadership lift. I believe that me just showing up helps other people, regardless of how I feel, whether if I have something to say or not, I still show up. That helps me with consistency and saying that and knowing that people are waiting on me. My coach says there are people waiting for our gifts. We are holding people up if we don't move forward in our purpose. People are waiting for the very thing that we are gifted and called to do. And if we don't show up with our gift and start implementing it and start moving into our purpose, we're holding a whole boatload of people who are waiting just for our gift, for our unique abilities to show up. We're holding them up. So thank you, Sonia, for that word consistency. We're holding people up. We have to show up because people are depending on us. Bigger than ourselves is other people who are waiting on us. Yes, yes. Rodrigue, welcome, Rodrigue. Love the truth. Many excuses stop us from fulfilling God's will in our lives. It is absolutely true. People are waiting on us. Stop holding up the line. How many times we're at the store and it's that one person in line that's holding up us from getting to the next thing? Guess what? The reality is when we're at that checkout counter and we're handling our business, we're holding up everybody else behind us, but it's still things that we need to do. There's still steps that need to take place. There's still steps that need to help us to get to the next step, right? We can't get frustrated with that person there. They're taking the steps they need to do to check out and to move forward and to get their products and whatever, right? But our gifts, people are absolutely waiting on us. So learn to be consistent. Think about it like that. I am telling you, it has to be a change of mindset that rids us from excuses. Excuses cripple us. It keeps us right at ground level, ground zero. We cannot continue to do that. So get rid of those excuses, all right? It's a mindset. We have to change what's going on up here. And guess what? We are the only ones that's in control of what we keep up here. If you're on Periscope, show me some heart love. Help me out with that. If you're on Facebook, thumbs up with that. We are in control of our very thoughts. Once we go here, if we say we can't long enough, it gets down into our heart and our legs never move. Our feet never get to walking. Not ever. But if we tell our minds, we can do this, I can do this thing, I'm going to reach out for help, I'm going to start writing out my thoughts, it gets down in our hearts and we get excited and we get motivated and we get pumped up. And next thing you know, we start writing that book, we start writing our thoughts down, we start marching to our own beat, and we start doing things. So now is not the time to hold on to our gifts and our ideas and be fearful and discouraged and saying what we don't have and what we can't do. We got this. We have control over what we keep in there, in our heads. Like I said, I'm wearing this shirt, Faithpreneur. My business did not just start by osmosis. It did not just start by myself. It took faith. It took other people who identified, who agreed with my gifting and my talents. Laverne, Joyce Gilmer, if you go to her shop, her store, Joyce Gilmer, or you go on her website, you can actually purchase this t-shirt. Joyce Gilmer is my coach who has been pushing me. So even though my business has started, I still have a coach who continues to push me, who helps me in my challenges and in my, helping me to be consistent and to help me to write out all the things that I'm thinking about that helps me to move forward. So I'm going to share this last scripture, which is Romans 12:2, and it's the Voice version of the Bible, the Voice version, and it says, Do not allow this world to mold you into its own image. Instead, be transformed from the inside out by renewing your mind. As a result, you will be able to discern what God wills and whatever God finds good, pleasing, and complete. I am going to say that again. I can't let it go. Romans 12:2, and this is the Voice version of the Bible, and it says, Do not allow this world to mold you into your own image. Instead, be transformed from the inside out by renewing your mind. As a result, you will be able to discern what God wills and whatever God finds good, pleasing, and complete. Oh my goodness. As we say in the church, that'll preach. That will absolutely preach 100%. We cannot continue to be molded by the stigmas that the world places on us. What people have told us about ourselves in the past. What we even think about ourselves. We cannot afford for the world to tell us what we should say, what we should do, how we should say it, what we should look like. Right? But instead, we must be transformed from the outside, from the inside, in our minds, in our hearts, in our bellies. We must be transformed from all that stuff that's going on from the inside so that people can see it on the outside, right? By renewing your mind. It starts by renewing our mind. As a result, we will be able to discern what God will and whatever He finds good and pleasing and complete in our lives. So today, I'm going to end on that because I'm telling you, I could go on and on with that one. That's a shout. Y'all hear that? My feet is a moving. I'm clapping because this is a good thing. I'm excited about this, having an excuse-free zone mind. Somebody hashtag excuse-free zone. Excuse-free zone mind. Let's do it. We got to walk by faith. We cannot continue to be in fear. We cannot continue to say that I can't, I don't have, I won't, I this, nope. All the negative, squash it today so that you can move into 2017 on purpose, with a clear mind, with a mind that says, I can do it. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Philippians 4:17. When we feel like, hello, crystal and cards, we can say, we can walk boldly and say, as Psalm 118:6 says, the Lord is on my side. I will not fear. What can man do to me? Man could do nothing to us. We need to know that the Lord is on our side and that we do not need to walk in fear. So I gave you 3 scriptures that I hope that will carry you through this week, through your lifetime. Share this with your followers. Share this video with all of your followers so that they can hear this very thing. If this doesn't even apply to you, you might know somebody. You might be walking into your purpose. You might be already taking those necessary steps. You might already have an excuse-free mind. But you know somebody and been hoping for somebody and been praying for somebody that they will move out and walk into their purpose, and they haven't done this yet. So I encourage you to share this scope on Periscope or share the video on Facebook Live, that this is the season to move into your purpose and into your destiny. There's room for everybody. Our gifts, there's room for all of our gifts. So don't think just because you have a daycare center and there's 10 of them around the corner that your daycare center can't be built, because there's so many. What's unique about yours? What's unique about your couponing business? What's unique about your ministry? What's unique about you? Share it with the world. Share it with the world. Remember, don't hold up other people because you haven't moved into your destiny and your purpose. There are people waiting on you. There are people waiting on us. So start today by having an excuse-free mind, excuse-free zone mind, and saying that what you can do, what you will do, and speak positive language into your mind so that you can move forward. So that is it for me today. If you are just joining, please recap this on the replay. Check it out on Facebook Live on the replay. And I just encourage you to move forward into your purpose, into your destiny. If you want to know more about Elevate Leadership Enterprises, if you feel that you need to have if you would like to have a consultation with me, please go to my website, marquissawilliams.com. You can see all what's available there for you. You can sign up. I know many women have taken advantage of Moms on Purpose. We're still working through some of my consultations with that this week. But anybody and everyone can take advantage of this opportunity to just sit down and talk for 10 minutes, 15 minutes. If you already know what you want to do and you feel like you need extensive coaching, I'm available for you for that too. Sign up. Stop making excuses. Stop saying what you don't have. Talk it out. Say what you need, and we'll work through that, all right? So I'm not going to hold you up any longer. Thank you so much for joining this leadership lift today. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.